Jack Layton was a good friend of mine, and in the time that I knew him, from 1980s until he died, I thought he was an extraordinary person. He was someone who could inspire you. He was someone who could have a great time. He was someone who had unquenchable energy. And for me, he was someone who you knew could change the world. And frankly, you know what happened in Canada? He did. I'm very sorry today that he's gone. Every day I think about the advice he gave me, the inspiration he gave me. I'm very glad I had the opportunity to know him, and I'm glad that people came out today to celebrate all that he's given us. I miss him, and I hope that those who see this in the years to come who didn't know him personally will read what he had to write, look at his speeches, look at his works, and feel that same sense of inspiration.
Well, I came here today, I didn't know what to say. The sun was shining. It's been a year since Jack Layton passed away, and it was a phenomenon, a surreal experience last year when people came and picked up chalk, and they came back every day, and we lit candles and we used chalk, and the rain washed it away and we put it on again. So I didn't know what to say this year. It was a memory a year later. So I walked back and forth a few times, and I thought of the words, don't let them tell you it cannot be done. And I wrote on the wall in orange and chalk, I wrote that and I said, Jack, we did it. We got it done. We have transhuman rights. And Jack worked with us on that, and he supported us on that. And we amended the Ontario Human Rights Code to include gender identity and gender expression. And we're on the verge of amending the Canadian Human Rights Act to include gender identity and gender expression. And just want to let people know, no matter how hard the struggle is, or how high the mountain can feel to climb, don't let them tell you it cannot be done. Because by golly, by working together, we can get the job done. Rest in peace, Chow.
Jack Layton let me look at the world in a way that where if we all help each other, we can improve everything for everybody. Who says I'm disabled and I'm able to I help other people, like say make cards or whatever. Being disabled doesn't mean you can't do anything, and I feel a lot better helping the people, and then it actually makes it cheaper for the government and for everybody, and it makes it a world a lot better. I do support recycling. I support reducing waste. I care about the earth. I care about the poor as well as the rich, but less of the rich, of course. But I'd rather have an equal world for everybody than not at all. Thank you. Cut.
Hi, I'm Joe Hill from Sarnia, Lambton. I met Jack for the first time when he was campaigning on the Danforth, and I was helping out with Peter Tobbins. I think we connected right away, basically because we're both cyclists, and I talked about Jack about the possibility of doing a triathlon in Ottawa, where he rode the bike and I'd do the swim and the run. But we never got to do that. But I did get to know Jack a lot better when I ran federally in Lambton, Kent, Middlesex, the last two federal campaigns. And he's a wonderful person. But what I enjoyed most, I guess, in my memory, is after we had a meeting at the hotel in Toronto here in the last federal election campaign, and we were preparing to go forward with it, we sat down and had a beer together, and that's kind of what I always remember Jack for, is that he's the one that everybody would like to sit down and have a beer with. Thank you very much.
Jack was a great inspiration when I only found out later, and that's the funny thing, because I knew him and I felt inspired by him, by his energy, but I did not know that he started a Red Ribbon campaign in Toronto for women's rights, and this campaign went worldwide from Jack's mind. You know, from an idea he had, when he wrapped his head around something, he came up with such great ideas, thinking locally, but focusing globally. You know, a lot of his ideas that a lot of people are not aware of are inspirations to thousands of people all over the world.
It was really a sight to see everybody in Toronto gather for this one event for Chow. It was great to see his family, all the musicians and speakers and actors in Canada to come see all the messages on the screen put up. It was really great because Jack Layton could get so many different people come together in one event. Little children to old people to handicapped people to people from everywhere. It was really great.
I had the opportunity to work with Jack Layton for over 2 decades. I had an opportunity to see what he did in this city, to see what he did at the national political level. And I have to say to everyone who is looking at his legacy, thinking about Jack, to always remember what an extraordinary inspiration he was. Someone who had the energy, the commitment, the hope to reach out into a community to make a tremendous difference. I was extraordinarily proud of everything he did. I was inspired by what he did. And I feel extremely lucky to have had that opportunity to know him, to work with him, to frankly go door-to-door canvassing with him. And for all of those who know his works, have read his writing, have seen his campaign speeches, always remember that you can draw on that inspiration when we go through any difficult times.